HP, they've been winning lately with their laptops, but what about a webcam? Good afternoon, welcome to Turbo Tortoise Tech. If you're new here, I'm Reese with the 4-piece variety of Wookie Triple XL. And I've got in my hand something I didn't think I would ever actually be reviewing from HP. They've made a cool little standalone webcam. It's actually pretty legit. It's got some pretty decent features, but it's definitely angled towards like big open conferencing sort of areas and stuff like that, because they've shot for a 66-degree wide angle. It's one of their main feature sets right on the front of the box. They are going for a wide angle lens, and the stand that they've employed does a full 360 degrees on the top of the stand, so it makes it look like a cheapy tripod connected in the bottom, plus that on top, and then you can just rotate this to whoever you need in frame at the time. It's got a built-in microphone as well, so it's got all of the defaults that we see with webcams these days. But before I get too ahead of myself, let's talk about the physical features and functions. So as I said, on the bottom, you've got a screw in there for your default tripod setups. My tripod, for instance, uses this exact screw size, so you can then connect this onto, I would say most tripods are going to have that as their default sort of size. Then on the inside over here, you do have two rubberized surfaces on top and bottom over there, and then obviously it's in a clamshell type design for you to hook onto the top of your monitor or whatever the device would be that you are attaching it to over there, and then this at the back to adjust. Obviously it can also be angled upwards from that. It's not the sturdiest, most gripping hinge I've ever felt. It did almost, you can see it's almost light enough that the camera it's just enough to support it. So I think over time that might become a bit weaker. But then the neck that sits above that is very good. It's very, very strong, and it's got a proper ball joint on it over there. So you can angle left and right. So if your monitor's not sitting perfectly, you can at least angle the camera as you would need to get it nice and straight. And then similarly, like I said, it does a full 360 degrees over there, which is really, really nice to have that on that little ball joint. Lens cover comes straight off like that. It is just a little plastic insert. There's a little groove on the top over here for it as well, so that it does sit on nicely. And then you've got the face and the lens. Nice mirror finish on it. I've tried to keep it fingerprint free, at least for the filming, but it is a bit of a fingerprint magnet. I think you could probably see my fingerprint as I just did it over there. So you're going to want to keep your hands off of there. Try use lens cloth or microfiber cloth or something to that effect if you just want to wipe the front down. But now, obviously, that's the physical setup, but what is it like to use? This is where we're going to jump over to the PC quickly and do a comparative test. Alrighty, so first test, absolutely no lights are on in my house at the moment. It is very, very dark inside of here. I am using my normal microphone. If you're wondering why it sounds like that, it's not the webcam mic. We will test that. I'm only using in video broadcast to do some management of the camera so that I can easily switch between modes and stuff. Okay, test number 2 is now with just a normal light on, just a normal roof light, a normal lounge light that I have over here above me. I think you can see it's quite evident that the light is now on. I have set the anti-flicker to 50 Hertz because if it's on 60, then you will notice that it then does flicker. If I just change this back, you'll notice there is a little bit of a flicker there, but in the camera settings, you can quite easily change to a 50 Hertz. This is using the standard built-in OBS camera settings. Okay, for test number 3 now, we have a very powerful light on next to us. So this is sort of a full studio lit sort of environment. I do want to get that shadow effect, but you notice that the actual picture quality and the aperture performance and stuff hasn't really changed between any of those levels. Now I want to switch to the desktop mode where you'll be able to see me controlling stuff inside in video broadcast, and I actually want to turn on my background removal so that you can see it's mainly the thing is for me here in the bottom left hand corner of your screen over there, that you can see the sort of the performance and stuff as if I was using this for a normal webcam or whatever the case was, or to speak and stuff. It actually has like good enough performance that the camera can pick up the edging quite nicely. I don't see many glitches and stuff, obviously right around the edges and stuff, and along my hands it will do a little bit of a glitch here and there. But now, most importantly, let's switch the microphone, because this is going to be the full mic. Just going to do a live switch over onto this microphone, and now I'm using the built-in HP microphone. I have absolutely no idea what this sounds like, to be honest. It's the first time I'm putting it through this. I'm going to turn for this as well, just so that we get the full sort of experience. I'm aware my environment's probably very echoey as I do that, as I turn those off over there. So I'm going to do a test to or a conversion back now to the Dixon. So we're just going to put that back on. So we got noise. Going to do the echo cancellation, so you can see just how much those NVIDIA filters are helping the mic, etc. Anywho, back to the studio. So as you can see, 1080p performance on 30 FPS, not too bad. Aperture control and stuff you're going to want to try and avoid. Just let it do its own thing. Its low light compensation and stuff is really not bad either. It can still see a picture if you are in a badly lit like office environment. A lot of the lighting and stuff inside there just kind of sucks. So at least it'll still do its job there. But I'd really see this focused as a corporate business sort of product. It's not really going to be for the streamer, I don't think. You might want it for the rotation or something like that, or for the mount, etc. It's quite nicely feature rich. I do wish the sensor performance was a little bit better though, and give us a 1080p 60 at this price point HP. I thought if this was 1080p 60, it would literally be the best camera at this price point, but there are cheap alternatives that do 1080 60, which is going to be more preferential for the streamer. You know, a lot of us aren't going to use the big open like full cam. Even then, most people use a 2/3 sort of framing when they're on stream, and then because you're running in a window, it gets even smaller. So those compression sort of areas and stuff aren't going to be as noticeable. But I just think that the price point and the general performance of the camera and the way that it's set up, it's definitely angled more towards like a mini conferencing sort of solution. Anywho, that's all I've got for you on the 320 HP FHD. Pretty good little camera. Until next time, I hope you guys have enjoyed this review. If you have, then hit us up with a like and subscribe, and I will see you on the flip side.